Hey, Andrew Summerham here. This is Elected Zero Channel. Have you ever wondered why it feels like the entire world turned its back on you overnight? Here's a truth that will shake you to your core. Your isolation isn't a punishment, it's a divine strategy. While others see your solitude as defeat, ancient wisdom reveals it's actually a cosmic setup for your enemy's demolition. The elect aren't abandoned by God. They're being forged in private for a public victory that will leave skeptics speechless. Today, you'll discover why your current isolation was prophesied millennia ago, and how every tear you've shed in secret is becoming a weapon against those who betrayed you. What looks like social death is actually spiritual special forces training, and your graduation day is closer than you think. The solitude experienced by the elect isn't divine punishment, but a sacred process of spiritual refinement. Like a potter who must isolate clay to shape it perfectly, the universe temporarily removes its chosen ones from the world's noise. This period of seclusion, often misinterpreted as abandonment, is actually one of the most powerful processes of spiritual transformation. In this seemingly empty silence, a profound alchemy is taking place. During this enforced retreat, every moment of introspection is like a precise chisel stroke, sculpting the masterpiece that the elect are destined to become. The emotional desert they traverse is no different from what the great spiritual masters faced. It's a training ground where inner strength develops away from the world's gaze. Like a chrysalis closing for transformation, this isolation is the sacred cocoon where spiritual wings develop. Those who seem to oppose the elect are actually unconscious instruments of a greater divine plan. Like pieces on a cosmic chessboard, each person manifesting hostility serves a hidden purpose, revealing and eliminating dense energies that need transmutation. It's fascinating to observe how those who try to harm end up unknowingly participating in a deep energetic cleansing. The true targets of this divine operation aren't physical people, but the invisible power structures operating through them. The elect are like spiritual magnets, attracting these forces into the light where they lose their power. Like a lightning rod attracting electrical discharge to protect the building, they draw these dense energies to transform them into light, thus protecting the collective. The rejection faced by the elect acts like a key activating dormant codes in their spiritual DNA. Each experience of abandonment or betrayal functions as a catalyst, awakening potentials that would remain dormant under ordinary circumstances. If you're resonating with these revelations about transformation through pain, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications. Share your experiences of overcoming in the comments, and leave your like. Together, we form a support network for those going through this activation process. Just as a diamond needs extreme pressure to form, the higher consciousness of the elect emerges through these moments of intense emotional pressure. Situations of rejection that seem devastating are actually initiation portals where extraordinary gifts are released. Like Tesla, who transformed his exclusion from the scientific community into fuel to revolutionize the world, each of the elect carries the potential to transform their pain into creative power. The light emanating from the elect in isolation has a specific frequency that naturally exposes the shadows around them. Like ultraviolet light revealing what's hidden, their presence becomes unbearable for those living in dissonance with truth. This light isn't something they need to force or create. It's the natural result of the purification process happening in solitude. When people distance themselves or react negatively to the elect's presence, they're simply responding to a frequency that forces them to face their own shadows. Like plants naturally bending away from what disturbs them, those not ready for truth instinctively distance themselves. This process is a form of divine protection, naturally creating the necessary space for spiritual development. While the elect traverse their period of withdrawal, a silent storm forms behind reality's scenes. Like a chess master moving invisible pieces, the universe uses their absence to create imbalance in systems that need transformation. What appears to be a period of stagnation is actually a moment of intense activity in subtle planes. The vacuum created by the elect's absence generates a domino effect, affecting all those who participated in their exclusion. Like in Joseph's story in Egypt, Those who rejected them begin facing mysterious challenges, while an invisible force prepares the stage for a dramatic turnaround. Each day of silence is like a water drop that persistently erodes structures that need to collapse. The elect's isolation periods follow a precise cosmic schedule, aligned with significant astrological cycles. Like a spiritual gestation, each phase has its exact duration, calculated to coincide with specific energy portals. The number 40, recurring in sacred scriptures, isn't coincidence. It represents a complete cycle of cellular and spiritual transformation. Each waiting day is actually a day of power accumulation. Like a battery storing energy, the elect are being charged with specific frequencies necessary for the next phase of their mission. What seems like lost time is actually an intensive preparation period, where each moment of solitude adds a new layer of power to their inner light. The divine vengeance manifesting through the elect isn't an act of retribution, but a natural process of restoring cosmic order. Like a dammed river finally finding its natural course, the force accumulated during isolation manifests as a transformative wave that naturally dissolves obsolete structures. This power needs no direction or control. It flows naturally where needed. Emerging from their spiritual retreat, the elect carry such an elevated frequency that their mere presence catalyzes profound changes. Like Jesus after 40 days in the desert, they return with authority transcending the physical plane. They need not fight or confront. Their very existence becomes a divine decree reordering reality around them. The silence that seemed weakness reveals itself as the most powerful weapon. How is your spirit feeling now, knowing that your current solitude is actually a divine strategy? The pieces are starting to make sense, aren't they? Your isolation isn't a punishment, it's preparation for something extraordinary. What coincidences in your life suddenly look more like carefully orchestrated divine interventions? The elect aren't victims of circumstance. They're vessels being filled with power in secret. Share in the comments your experiences with divine isolation. What signs have you noticed that your solitude is actually sacred training? Your story could be the confirmation another warrior needs to trust their journey. If you're ready to understand more about the cosmic strategy behind your current season, join our community by subscribing and activating notifications. We share daily revelations about the sacred purpose of spiritual warfare and isolation. Remember, while your enemies think you're defeated, you're actually being equipped with weapons they can't even see. This is just the beginning.